Hi, I'm Julie Pettyjohn with Catalpa Quilts, and I have a business Facebook page. And yesterday I posted this pineapple pinwheel block, which I had made. And today I got an email asking if I could give instructions how to put it together. So I would like to put a little video together and try to show you how to do that. First, I would just like to say that this is not my design. I learned this from Deb Heatherly, and Deb is a designer for several of the Creative Grids rulers. The ruler that is the most important for you for this project is called the Pineapple Trim Tool. It was designed by Jean Ann Wright. It is Creative Grids CGR JAW3, and it makes a pineapple block. And I have a video that I made once before showing how to make the pineapple block with it. But Deb came up with a way to make this pinwheel block with it instead. So it's what's really neat about Creative Grids rulers. There are always several ways to use them. So first of all, this is 4 blocks put together. Here we go. This is a 6.5 inch block, and this will be your finished small block, and then you will piece it with 4 similar blocks. And when they come together, you're creating one design going this way, and then when you put them all together, though, you develop this pinwheel in here. For supplies, here is what you will need for supplies. You need a whole lot of 2.5 inch squares, and your 2.5 inch square is what starts out each one of your blocks and you build upon. Alright, so you'll need a 2.5 inch square for each small block. Then you need to make a bunch of 3.5 inch squares. And once you do, cut them diagonally, and that's how you get these triangles. I believe I have about 256 triangles here. Then the strips that go around it are 1 3/4 inches wide. Now you can pick like one color and get a variety of shades. You can just pick colors that you feel go together well. I've used purple, green, pink, and a lot of blues. You can do this scrappy if you want. My strips are all different lengths, so that will work too. You'll need some kind of ruler that is a little smaller to use, and then of course the pineapple trim tool. You'll need a rotary cutter, and you'll need a cutting mat. So the first thing that you do is you'll have your 2.5 inch square, and you need to pick a color, and just pick them randomly. It can be different colors different times, and you'll want to put that color on each side. Alright, so these 1 3/4 out of these 1 3/4 inch width, what I did was sew it on here and then take my rotary cutter and cut it off after I sewed that on. Okay? Then step 2 is you have the short part on the sides. You need to pick another color to now sew with a 1/4 inch seam on the top and the bottom. And I've shown you how this is. I've left this long purposely to show you that that's how I do it. And then once I've sewn them, I then cut my strip off to get it the right length. Okay, and then I just finger press it, because if you press every time, there'll be a whole lot of pressing, and I tend to get things out of shape. Alright, so this is what we're left with. Now, it's very important when you use the pineapple trim tool that you lay the pineapple trim tool down correctly. If you notice on this, this says centering square round 2. This one says centering square round 4, round 6, round 8, round 1. Now that all has to do when you're making a pineapple block. So we're not going to follow these numbers so much as we do with the pineapple block. What we are going to do is we're going to go from this side to this side to this side to this side. So we're going to go back, forth, back, forth. So instead of, we will go round 1, round 2, then we go round 8, then round 4, and then round 6. So let me show you. That sounds a little confusing, but let me show you how we do it. Okay, very, very important. Always lay your block down when you're cutting it. Lay your block down top and bottom with the long part on top. Okay, long parts on the top and the bottom, your shorts on the side. So I'm going to see this centering square round 1, and I'm just going to center it over my square. Then I'm going to take my rotary cutter and cut. Then I'm going to turn it around so I can cut the other side. I'm going to center that over that square again. And I'm left with a shape like this. Okay, so start with your square, your two sides, your two your top and bottom, cut, cut. Then you will need to take a triangle, and you can either fold that triangle in half to find the center, or what I do is just I want this point to this point, and so I'm going to pin that, and then I'll do a 1/4 inch seam there, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, pin it, and do a 1/4 inch seam there. Okay, I'll go to my sewing machine and be right back. I just got my 1/4 inch seams done on both sides, so I'm going to finger press this again. Okay, so I've got something similar to a square here. Alright, so earlier when I was showing you on the ruler, I'm not sure if all these squares showed up very well. Can you see these squares better now? How this has? So we did round 1. Now we're going to go to the other side. Remember I said we start on one end, we go to the other end. So I'm going to go to the other end, which is round 2. See where that says round 2? And I'm going to center it over this square. However, look, I've got it positioned wrong, because I always want my top at the top, my bottom at the bottom. And remember, the short pieces were on the sides. These were longer, even though we're cut. They're cut now, we can tell they're longer. So I'm going to center this now over the centering square round 2. So let me lay it down flat. And this is for me to square up. This time I'm not going on the angle. It's more to square up this square shape. Okay, so there is one side, and I'm going to turn it around using the same centering square 2. I'm going to cut on these other 2 areas here. Okay, there you go. So now, basically, everything we've just done, we're going to repeat again. Okay, I did 2 short sides, long top, long bottom. We cut that and got this funny shape. We put on triangles, and then we squared them up, right? Okay, so now we're going to do 2 short sides again, which these are our short sides, so we're going to add to here, and then we're going to add to here. So I'm going to just pick whatever side I want, like, well, I guess whatever color I mean, not whatever side, it must be the correct side. So I'm going to sew this one here, and then the remaining part over here. Okay. So I would turn this around so you could see me, but I probably couldn't see where the picture, you know, what part you're seeing. So where's my shorter ruler? There it is, my shorter ruler. Cut that off. All right. Okay. Finger press that open. Come around here to the other side. I don't think that's not going to be long enough, so I'm going to get another piece. I'm doing it just on the opposite side, right? Okay, cut that end off. Okay, so now when I pick my next color to go top and bottom, it will be longer. This will be still be the short side, right? It will be longer here. Okay, I'll be right back. So I've now sewn my top and bottom piece, and so again I'm going to lay this in front of me with this. For you, how you're looking at it, this looks like the side, but for me facing it, this is my top, right? Okay, so you know we went back and forth. We went round 1, round 2. Now we're going to back up here by round 1, but the next one, it says centering square 8. So I have to place centering square 8 over my center square. It's the same square on my block that I use every time. I'm just positioning the ruler in a different place. All right? Okay, so I've got this turned around a little awkward. Okay, turn it back, turn it around again. Centering square 8. Take my rotary cutter. So just like, oh, I made a big boo-boo. Oh goodness. Okay, so that should not have happened. I didn't turn it around far enough, did I? So look, I've just messed it up. It happens. Happens a lot. Okay, but you can see where I'm going, right? It should not have been here. It should have been here. And why? I mean, look, I can tell. Because, look, here is my background color. Here's a triangle. So I'm going to want another triangle over here, right? Okay, because the pattern keeps going out like this, correct? All right, so this triangle should be going over here. So that's where I should have cut it. All right, I make mistakes all the time, but I hope you can see but that's how you can tell when you do something wrong. I mean, that's how we can tell, because I sure don't want a triangle here. So this block is ruined, unfortunately. But, okay, you can tell that. Let me just get the instruction of how you do this for you. If I'd cut it correctly, I would put this triangle here. I would sew this triangle here, correct? Okay, so we did centering square 1, 2, 8. Now we're going back over to this side again, and the next one in is 4. So what I would do is use it to square up my square, right? Okay, if I'd done it correctly. And then I would turn it around, square up my square, okay? And then at that point, I would be right here, okay? This is where I should be on this block, okay? And this is a 6.5 inch ruler, so you can see it is 6.5 inches. So, let's see. I wanted to find a pattern to show you, because I can't tell you how to do the whole quilt. That would not be ethical of me, because it's Deb Heatherly's pattern. I can show you how to do the pineapple pinwheel, but I can't show you how to do the whole pattern. Here we go. Here is the pattern. This is by Deb Heatherly, and she owns Deb's Cats and Quilts. You can see that her quilt was done in browns, autumn colors. Okay, and I'm doing mine in completely different colors. But if you would like the pattern, you can go to Deb's Cats and Quilts, not and, but just an N, debscatsandquilts.com, and you can order the pattern. And the instructions I just gave you on how to do the pinwheel, you can do. Or if you just want to make some pinwheels, now you know how. Thank you. Bye.